to move the start items ahead.
Okay, that's
Second.
Honeymoon Island State Park campsite parking is the subject, and there's a motion and a second to bring it on this agenda for discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that item is on the agenda for discussion. And we have a resolution which we are going to read individually, but we're going to read the entire resolution by title. Tom, read the title of the resolution, and then we will move forward with the reading the entire resolution so that folks can get a feel for what we're going to send up to the folks that need to hear from us.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, Resolution 2011-25, a resolution of the City of Dunedin expressing opposition to the State of Florida's proposal to permit the installation of a new recreational vehicle campsite within Honeymoon Island State Park and providing an effective date. That was the reading of Resolution 2011-25 by title only.
Okay, go ahead, Commissioner Scales.
Yes. Whereas the state of Florida has proposed the installation by private developers of a new recreational vehicle campsite for overnight use within Honeymoon Island State Park, and whereas the city of Dunedin has reason to believe that such an installation could have a severely damaging impact on the fragile natural ecosystem that has always existed on Honeymoon Island, an internationally recognized natural habitat and wildlife sanctuary, home and nesting site of bald eagles, ospreys, and a large variety of migrating and seabirds, gopher tortoises and sea turtles, and numerous other species of animals, many of which are subject to federal protection. And whereas Honeymoon Island's physical features include a delicate coastal strand, wetlands, a marine hammock, and one of the last virgin/pine woods in Florida, the impact risk of the state's plan would include disturbing or destroying native birds, turtles, reptiles, plants, and other forms of natural life for which the island is home, increasing the introduction and growth of exotic species, loss and fragmentation of existing habitat area, and generally the perpetual disturbance to wildlife 24 hours a day, all year long, to what is already the most heavily visited state park in Florida.
And whereas the state's proposal, as presented, is greatly lacking in information concerning environmental impact, full cost accounting for proposed construction and operation of this recreational vehicle campsite, identifying alternative methods of generating additional revenue than installing an impactful campsite, indicating how emergency evacuations would occur, addressing security issues including how nighttime activities would be managed, and assuring that archaeology sites would be protected. And whereas the state's plan is sorely lacking in information estimating the effect of greater air pollution from diesel and gasoline fumes, stormwater runoff due to the increase in impervious construction of added buildings, parking areas, roads, and walkways, the higher volume of blown litter, the introduction of light pollution and its impact on wildlife such as sea turtles, the potential of onshore erosion, a likely increase in the pollution of feral domestic cats, raccoons, possums, rats, given new food source, the introduction of noise to the habitat, particularly at night, pet management, human waste disposal, garbage collection, fire risk, and the greater potential for misuse of alcohol and firearms, especially at night.
And whereas the City of Dunedin has at least twice before taken formal action against the idea of introducing further impactful camping and development on Honeymoon Island. In 1988, the City Commission approved Resolution 88.25, which says in part, the essential character and purpose of the recreation area is to serve a highly urbanized portion of the state of Florida with day trips to experience and enjoy a quality beach facility and natural Florida barrier island in its original state. The purpose of such facility is not to provide an extended wilderness camping opportunity, as it is provided to other state recreation areas in the interior portion of the state. It continues with, I quote, the City Commission strongly opposes the commercialization of this Honeymoon Island State Recreation Area, which was obtained from the state of Florida with the express purpose of protecting it from development and preserving it to the greatest degree possible as an example of a natural barrier island. Sufficient commercial facilities exist within a short distance of this facility. It would constitute an unnecessary commercial intrusion into the natural character of the island. And whereas the Commission also approved Resolution 9919 in 1999, which says in part, and I quote, "The City Commission does not support the constitution of cabins in the park, now or in the future, or future development and construction of commercial facilities in Honeymoon Island State Recreation Area. The City Commission does not believe that the addition of another nighttime activity is advisable."
And whereas Honeymoon Island State Park already generates annually considerable revenue in excess of the cost to maintain, and last year sent $1.2 million back to the state's trust funds for parks, one of only 10 parks in the state that actually makes money. Thus, given that Honeymoon Island is completely sustainable as it more than pays for itself, then the natural environment and quality of this park should not be imperiled with the likely impacts and stress that would come with the implementation of the state's proposed campsite and amenities plan. And whereas the City of Dunedin years ago negotiated the purchase of both Caladesi and Honeymoon Islands from private entities with entitlements from the state of Florida, with all parties involved agreeing that these islands would be protected forever from private development.
Now therefore be it resolved that the City of Dunedin, the City of Dunedin hereby formally rejects the State of Florida's proposal to permit the installation of a recreational vehicle campsite within Honeymoon Island State Park, just as the Dunedin City Commissions of the past unanimously and formally rejected previous state plans to insert proposed impactful overnight campsites on this island in 1988 and 1999. And number two, this resolution shall become effective immediately upon passage and adoption. And that's the proposal, or the resolution that we're going to send forward. At least that's the proposed resolution, and I'll need a motion for that approval, please.
Second?
Okay. Rob, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I really think it speaks for itself.